All right, let's jump right in. We're doing a deep dive on Asheville, North Carolina,
Oh, Asheville.
a city where art and mountains collide, and the creative energy is, well, it's almost palpable.
It is, yeah.
And you've given me a whole bunch of articles and personal notes, so let's dig into this and see what we can unearth to help you plan a pretty awesome trip.
Sounds good.
We're talking ghost tours, foraging in the Blue Ridge Mountains. You're clearly looking for something a little bit special, a little off the beaten path.
Right.
What jumps out at you from all this material?
I think one thing that really stands out to me is the contrast. Asheville draws nearly 13 million visitors a year,
Wow.
which is incredible when you think about its location nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah.
So you have this haven for artists and musicians, but it's also a huge draw for outdoor enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So it's this amazing blend of like bohemian energy and natural beauty. And of course, you sprinkle in a little Southern hospitality.
And don't even get me started on those breweries.
Oh.
I can already picture us sipping on a locally brewed IPA with a stunning mountain view.
Absolutely, that's a must.
But first, let's talk about the Arts District. It's been through a lot, especially after Hurricane Helene back in 2024.
Right. The Arts District is a fantastic example of Asheville's resilience. Think about it. Hurricane Helene really devastated the area. But instead of just rebuilding, they reimagined the district.
Yeah, yeah.
These old warehouses that were damaged are now these vibrant spaces, housing galleries and studios. Imagine, walking through those spaces, seeing art that was born from the ashes.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it really is like witnessing the creative spirit rising above adversity.
And that's what I love about local art scenes, right? It's not just about pretty pictures on a wall.
Exactly.
It's about the stories, the people, the heart behind it all. And speaking of unique experiences, you have some notes on foraging tours here. I've never been on one, but it sounds super intriguing.
It is. It's a fascinating way to connect with Asheville's natural side. You have the No Taste Like Home tours, which TripAdvisor ranked as the world's best.
Oh, wow.
They have these expert guys who teach you all about wild edibles.
Like what?
We're talking mushrooms,
Yeah.
berries. You could even find edible flowers. And here's the kicker. You can bring what you find to restaurants like the Marketplace or Pasana, and they'll cook them up for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's like a scavenger hunt that ends with a gourmet meal. Talk about a connection to the land and its flavors.
Right.
Now, I know walking tours can sometimes be a bit, well, a little boring, but it seems like Asheville has a knack for making them exciting.
Absolutely. And the city is very walkable. They have a company called Asheville by Foot Walking Tours that's gotten rave reviews. They do 2-hour guided walks where you can learn all about the city's history, the architecture,
Yeah.
see the murals, get insider tips, the kind of stuff that makes you feel like a local.
That's key, right?
Yeah, you don't want to just skim the surface.
Exactly, you want to dive in. And speaking of grand sites, we can't skip the Biltmore Estate. This opulent French Renaissance-style mansion built by George Vanderbilt in the 19th century. Over 250 rooms. It sounds like something out of a fairy tale.
It's truly in a league of its own. It's not just the size, it's the detail. Vanderbilt spared no expense. He installed, for instance, this revolutionary electrical system years ahead of its time. And then there's the art collection. Masterpieces by Renoir and Whistler. It's considered one of the world's most inspiring homes for a reason.
I can just imagine strolling through those grand halls.
Right.
Or visiting during the holidays when they have those spectacular winter lights.
That's supposed to be incredible.
Oh, I bet. And speaking of inspiration, Asheville's live music scene is calling my name. I hear they have everything from intimate venues to big-name acts.
It's a music lover's paradise.
I bet.
Yeah, you mentioned the Orange Peel, a classic spot that gets both established and emerging artists. But it's not just about the big venues. Downtown Asheville is full of bars with live music every single night, showcasing a lot of local talent.
I love that.
And then, of course, you've got tons of music festivals throughout the year. Keep an eye on the city's website for event schedules, because you never know what hidden gems you might find.
That's a good tip. Now, we have to talk about the iconic Blue Ridge Parkway. I've heard it's one of the most scenic drives in the country, especially with those mountain views.
It is.
It is.
Definitely. Of course, Hurricane Helene caused some damage back in 2024.
Right.
But sections have been steadily reopening, and it's important to remember that when you're driving the parkway, you're not just taking in the scenery, you're driving through communities that are still rebuilding.
Yeah.
So supporting those local businesses along the route is a great way to show solidarity and contribute to their recovery.
Absolutely. And speaking of supporting local, let's not forget about Asheville's legendary craft brewery scene. Oh, how could we forget?
And for 50 breweries.
Right.
That's a beer lover's dream come true.
Even if you're not a big beer drinker, the breweries are worth checking out. A lot of them offer great food, non-alcoholic options, live music, you name it. They're really like community hubs.
That's cool.
And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by the choices, there's a company called City Brew Tours that can guide you through the scene with local experts.
Okay, so after all that beer tasting, we'll definitely need to work up an appetite. Let's talk about hiking in those beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains that surround Asheville.
Oh, Asheville is a hiker's paradise. And the best part is you don't have to travel far from downtown to access some amazing trails.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's something for everyone, from challenging climbs to more leisurely walks. The Haw Creek Valley is great if you want those panoramic city and mountain views.
Ooh, I like that.
If you're feeling adventurous, check out the Bull Gap Trail system on the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's a great workout. And for something more relaxed, the North Carolina Arboretum has some beautiful, gentler trails. Nice. A little something for everyone.
Exactly.
I'm already feeling more relaxed just thinking about those mountain views.
I know, right?
And for those who prefer a different kind of outdoor activity, Asheville's golfing scene sounds pretty impressive, too.
It is. The terrain and the scenic beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains make for a really unique golfing experience.
I bet.
You have everything from high-end resort courses to more affordable public options. There's a great public course right downtown. It's a perfect way to enjoy the beautiful weather and scenery, especially during the spring and fall.
So we've talked about art, we've talked about nature and recreation. It's amazing how Asheville blends it all so seamlessly. But we can't overlook the city's rich history, especially its African-American heritage. The Black Cultural Heritage Trail sounds like an important part of understanding Asheville's story.
Absolutely. This self-guided trail takes you through 3 different neighborhoods, downtown, the south side, and the river area.
Oh.
There are information kiosks along the way that share the stories of these really influential figures, community leaders, and Asheville's role in the civil rights movement.
I see.
It's a powerful way to experience the city's history through a different lens.
It's a reminder that every place has layers.
Right.
And speaking of discoveries, let's not forget about Asheville's food scene. From what I'm seeing, it's a foodie's paradise, with everything from street food to fine dining.
Asheville's culinary scene is incredibly diverse, very vibrant. You have these talented Southern chefs that are really pushing boundaries. They're using fresh, local ingredients to create both traditional and very innovative dishes.
Cool.
If you want a real taste of the local scene, I would recommend starting at the downtown farmers markets.
Okay.
You know, you can connect with the farmers, the cooks, sample those regional specialties like smoky barbecues, authentic mountain cuisine, and maybe even pick up some fresh ingredients for a picnic.
Okay, now I'm officially starving.
Me too.
Smoky barbecues, fresh mountain flavors, it all sounds incredible. And you know what else sounds like a fun way to experience Asheville? Those ghost tours I saw in your notes.
Of course. Asheville has a bit of a spooky reputation.
Yeah.
Tales of haunted homes, mansions, forests. The guided ghost tours are a great way to explore the city's darker side.
Mm.
October is prime time for these spooky adventures, but you can find tours year-round.
Asheville really does have it all. Art, nature, history, delicious food, even a touch of the paranormal.
It does.
It's a city that embraces its past while looking towards the future with resilience and creativity.
Absolutely. And as we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I'll leave you with this question. Considering everything we've discussed so far, what aspects of Asheville's character are you most drawn to?
That's a great question to ponder. We've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive, but there's still so much more to uncover. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll continue to explore the hidden gems and fascinating stories that make Asheville so special. All right, we're back, ready for more Asheville adventures.
Last time we were talking about those spine-tingling ghost tours, the ones that take you through haunted mansions and spooky forests.
Right.
I'm all about those chilling tales. Any specific tours that you'd recommend for a good scare?
If you're looking for a classic haunted experience, the Asheville's Haunted History Tour is a great choice.
Okay.
It departs nightly from downtown. It takes you to some of the city's most notoriously haunted spots. You won't want to miss the Battery Park Hotel.
A haunted hotel. Now that's what I call adding a little extra spirit to a vacation. Okay, shifting gears a bit. We've touched on Asheville's incredible food scene, but I'm definitely hungry for more details. What makes it such a culinary hotspot? Asheville's food scene is a reflection of its diverse community and creative spirit. Southern cuisine is really the heart and soul, But you'll find that chefs are putting innovative twists on those classic dishes. They're drawing inspiration from around the globe. It's all about using fresh, locally sourced ingredients. So you're in for a real treat when it comes to flavor.
So it's like a fusion of Southern comfort food with global flair.
Exactly.
I'm picturing myself wandering through a bustling farmer's market, sampling all those local flavors.
Speaking of farmers markets, the Asheville City Market is open every Saturday, and it's a must visit. You meet the farmers, the artisans, the bakers, who are truly passionate about their craft. It's a great place to, try those regional specialties, maybe grab some fresh produce for a picnic, just soak up that vibrant atmosphere.
A picnic with those mountain views.
Absolutely.
Sounds idyllic.
It is.
Now, we can't talk about Asheville without mentioning the craft beer scene. Over 50 breweries. Some serious dedication to hops and barley. Where do you even start with that many options?
Well, if you're looking for a more curated experience, City Brew Tours comes highly recommended. They'll take you to some of the top breweries in town, where you'll not only sample a variety of craft beers, but you'll learn about the brewing process and the local beer scene from experts.
That's a good idea. I like that. Having a knowledgeable guide to kind of help you navigate that many breweries.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds pretty smart. But what if we decide to kind of venture out on our own? Any must-visit breweries that you would recommend?
Absolutely. A lot of great breweries, like Wicked Weed and Highwire Brewing, are clustered downtown, making it easy to just hop from one to the other. And remember, even if you're not a beer aficionado, many of the breweries offer delicious food, non-alcoholic beverages, and even live music. So it's a fun experience for everyone.
Yeah, they're really like community gathering spots. Okay, let's venture back into the great outdoors. We've talked about hiking, but what other ways are there to experience those stunning Blue Ridge Mountains?
Asheville really is an outdoor enthusiast's dream. Beyond hiking, you've got opportunities for biking, fishing, camping, even whitewater rafting.
Wow.
The French Broad River, which flows right through Asheville, is perfect for kayaking and paddleboarding.
Oh, cool.
You could spend an entire trip just exploring the different ways to connect with nature here.
Wow, the possibilities are endless. It's no wonder Asheville attracts so many visitors with its blend of city life and outdoor adventures. Speaking of breathtaking scenery, we can't forget about those scenic drives. I've heard the Blue Ridge Parkway is especially magical in the fall.
Oh, it's truly spectacular. Imagine driving along those winding roads, surrounded by mountains, and they're ablaze with the vibrant hues of autumn. Reds, oranges, yellows, painting the landscape. It's a sight you won't soon forget.
I can only imagine. Okay, as we continue our deep dive, I'm curious to learn more about Asheville's history and culture. We've touched on some key points, but I'm ready to uncover more layers.
Asheville has a rich and complex history. It's shaped by its indigenous roots, its role in the Civil War, and its evolution as a center for art and creativity. The city's museums and historical sites offer some really fascinating glimpses into its past. A great place to start is the Asheville Museum of History. It covers everything from the earliest inhabitants to modern-day Asheville. It gives you a comprehensive overview of the city's evolution.
That sounds like a perfect starting point for a history buff like me. Now, you mentioned something called the Grove Arcade earlier. What's the story behind that?
The Grove Arcade. It's more than just a beautiful building. It's a testament to Asheville's entrepreneurial spirit and architectural heritage. It was built in the 1920s, and it was one of the first indoor shopping malls in the country.
Wow.
Yeah. Now it's home to a mix of boutique shops, restaurants, even a theater. You can wander through those elegant hallways, admire the intricate details, and imagine what life was like in Asheville nearly a century ago.
It's amazing how Asheville manages to preserve its history while also embracing modernity. It's a balance that gives the city such a unique character. Now, I can't help but think back to our conversation about Asheville's culinary scene. Any standout restaurants or must-try dishes you would recommend?
Asheville's culinary scene is always evolving, but there are a few places that consistently earn Reeve reviews.
Okay.
Curate is known for its authentic Spanish capas, while Rhubarb offers this amazing farm-to-table experience focused on fresh, seasonal ingredients.
Nice.
And for a more cozy atmosphere and creative American cuisine, the Admiral is a local favorite.
All of those sound tempting.
Yeah, they are.
It seems like Asheville has a restaurant to satisfy every craving, from casual bites to fine dining experiences.
Absolutely. And don't forget about the local specialties. You can't go wrong with those smoky barbecues, fresh mountain trout, or hearty Appalachian comfort food. You can find these dishes at restaurants, food trucks throughout the city, each one offering their own unique twist.
All right, my stomach is officially rumbling again. Now let's circle back to Asheville's artistic side. We've talked about the arts district, but what other ways can you experience the city's vibrant art scene?
Asheville's teeming with galleries, studios, and performance spaces, showcasing a really diverse range of artistic expressions. For a taste of those traditional Appalachian crafts, the Folk Art Center, which is located on the Blue Ridge Parkway, is a must-visit.
Okay.
And if you're interested in the history of experimental art, the Black Mountain College Museum plus Art Center is a fascinating exploration of a school that influenced artists like Robert Rauschenberg and John Cage.
It's incredible how art seems to be woven into the fabric of Asheville's identity.
It is.
It's clearly a city that values creativity and self-expression in all its forms.
And that creativity extends beyond just the visual arts. Asheville had this thriving music scene. Venues are hosting everything from bluegrass to indie rock, jazz, electronica, and the theater community is equally dynamic, offering both classic and contemporary productions. There's always something happening in Asheville, so you're sure to find an artistic experience that resonates with you.
Yeah, it's a reminder that art is a powerful force.
It is.
It connects people, inspires change, and enriches our lives. And Asheville seems to be a place where that power is fully embraced.
Absolutely. Asheville is a city that nourishes the soul, challenges the mind, and encourages us to explore the world with curiosity and wonder. As we move into the final part of our deep dive, I'm curious to know, what aspect of Asheville has sparked your imagination the most so far? What are you most looking forward to experiencing on your trip?
That's a tough question. It's like trying to pick a favorite color from a rainbow. Asheville seems to offer such a rich tapestry of experiences, from art and nature to history and culinary delights, but there's still more to uncover. Stay tuned for part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll unearth even more hidden gems and fascinating stories that make Asheville such a captivating destination. We're back for the final leg of our Asheville adventure. It's amazing how the city blends urban excitement with the peace of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah, it's a really special place.
We've journeyed through art and history, breweries, even ghost tours, but I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
I think that's true.
So you mentioned earlier that there were some real hidden gems,
Right.
places you wouldn't necessarily find in like a typical travel guide. I'm all ears.
Okay.
Spill those secrets with us.
Okay, well, one spot that often gets overlooked is the Botanical Gardens at Asheville.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of tucked away. It's this tranquil oasis filled with native plants and wildflowers. It's a perfect place for, a quiet moment of reflection.
That sounds so rejuvenating, like a little escape from the hustle and bustle surrounded by nature's beauty.
Exactly.
Now, you know me, I'm always up for a little bit of fun and nostalgia. Any hidden gems for someone who's still a kid at heart?
Oh, then you absolutely have to check out the Asheville Pinball Museum.
Oh, fun.
It's a wonderland of vintage pinball machines. Each one's like a portal back to a simpler time. Rows and rows of flashing lights, the silver balls clinking, the satisfying thunk of flippers. It's pure joy.
I love that. Okay, that is definitely going on the itinerary. I can already picture us battling it out on those classic machines,
Right.
reliving our childhood arcade days. Now, for shoppers looking for a unique shopping experience, what would you recommend?
Look no further than the River Arts District. It's these former industrial buildings that have been transformed into studios and galleries, showcasing the works of local artists. You'll find everything from ceramics and paintings to jewelry and textiles,
Oh, wow.
all crafted with passion and creativity.
I love that. Bringing home a piece of art from a local artisan is so much more meaningful than, like, a generic souvenir. Plus, it's a great way to support the creative community. Speaking of the River Arts District, any favorite places to grab a bite to eat in that area?
Oh, the River Arts District has really blossomed into a culinary hotspot in recent years.
Cool.
You can find everything from those farm-to-table eateries, that focus on fresh, seasonal ingredients, to more innovative food trucks that are serving up global flavors, but with that local twist. It's a perfect place to fuel up after a day of exploring the art scene.
It's amazing how Asheville blends art, food, and community all together so seamlessly.
And that sense of community is palpable everywhere you go in Asheville. It's a city where people are really proud of their craft, whether they're brewing beer, creating art, sharing their love of the outdoors. That shared passion creates a very welcoming atmosphere. It makes you feel right at home.
After all this talk about Asheville, I'm feeling both excited and strangely at peace. It's a city that seems to offer a little bit of everything, a place where you can truly be yourself, explore new things, and connect with something bigger.
It is. Asheville is a city that really nourishes the soul, challenges the mind, and reminds us of the beauty and wonder that can be found in unexpected places. As you plan your own adventure, embrace the unexpected, follow your curiosity, and most importantly, create your own unique story in this extraordinary city.
Beautifully said. We've uncovered so much in this deep dive, but I have a feeling that this is just the beginning of our Asheville story. There's always more to discover, more to experience, and more to savor in this city. So until next time, happy exploring.